Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Frostpunk 2 in New London. We are continuing our series. We finished the prologue. We're partway through chapter 1. We have an idea what we are going to be doing with our time, and we have already started exploring the nearby Frostlands. Once again, a very big thank you to AMD for sponsoring today's video. If you guys would like to learn more about the sweepstakes to win a Frostpunk 2 themed graphics card, you can find a link in the description down below. And if you'd like to learn more about Frostpunk 2 itself, well, there will be a link down there as well. Now, let's go ahead and pick up where we last left off. I'm starting to get some more housing. Our food is looking, it's starting to get somewhere. We're currently working on a bit of research for, what are we working on actually? Oh, the untreated sawmill, that's the one, right. So I'll be able to get some additional materials since right now we are running a pretty bad deficit. And also our goods demands are starting to go up as well. We'll need to get ourselves an industrial district at some point in order to get around that. As it is right now, though, we're completely out of prefabs. Not a whole lot that I'm going to be able to do, not for a little bit longer. I could get an industrial district just for that, I suppose. It's a little on the expensive side, but if I wanted to, I could basically turn this into a big industrial hub right along over here. And that may not be a bad plan. That said, I think I can be more efficient with the heat if I were to frost break out a little bit more space. So let's do something kind of like this. There we go, an industrial hub over 1, 2, 3. There we go, 3 heat along there, 1, 2, 3, 3 heat along there. That's looking a little bit more manageable, very efficient. And we'll upgrade that later on to have a goods factory so we can start producing goods. Uh-oh, we got a little thing here. Deposits of coal are starting to run out. Yeah, like I said, we have a very limited source right now. That's why we need to find a new fuel source. So there are some ideas, though, to get more value out of the coal we currently have. The stalwarts and the New Londoners believe they can use explosives to access deeper veins of coal. The Frostlanders, on the other hand, believe we should send children into the mines. Because you all know that the children yearn for the mines, right? It's a meme at this point. We could do that. It's worth 15% extra coal, as opposed to laying the explosives, which is worth only 10. The thing is, I know that if I do this, because of course I did in my first playthrough, there's going to be a nasty follow-on event, and the children may die. So I'm going to try laying explosives to see what happens. This is a fun meme, but let's find out what happens with the explosives. I'm imagining there's still going to be a negative event, but maybe it's not as bad as the other alternative. We'll see. All right, people have returned from exploring in the Frostlands. Good. So we can see here in the battered foothills, first off, there's a bunch of new zones we can go to, hello. But also, we have 3 new points of interest, including new people at an observatory, who we could bring back, though they are of the wrong political faction, so be aware that that is a thing. We also can't convince all of them to come here until we find a new source of fuel. We could also find a rusted engine to dismantle and get myself some cores. And we could also go to an abandoned coal mine, a mining complex inhabited by children long ago. You remember that from the first game? Because it's still here. We can use this to try and get a new source of coal and bring it into the city. Now, if I take the prefabs that are already here, it's going to take, I think, 10 Frostland teams in order to operate this. But if I leave them there, it will only take 5. And Frostland teams, you need a bunch of them. So I'm going to go ahead and say future miners will appreciate the maintained trail. This will give me 250 coal per week, but in order to make that work, I need to first set up a trail, basically a way for people to deliver goods. This is, again, a reason I recommend placing logistics outpost up over here instead of down over here. So what we can do is place this kind of like so, connect these points up like this. It's going to cost me a little bit, a few weeks to set up, but once it's done, we're going to have a lot more coal being sent into the city, and that is going to be a big deal. The city has grown. Oh, good. We have even more people we need to put into housing. Yay! It's fine. I'd rather have the extra workers, honestly. All right, so there we go with the extra industrial zone. Our prefab income should be jumping up by a bit. That's good. We do need more housing. I need 200 prefabs for that. We're making 27 a week. It's only going to take 2 weeks to get there. There we go. Let's get that housing taken care of. So I can't easily set this up without problems, right? So maybe we try building over here instead. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sure. That's going to be fine as a new housing district. Looks like the coal is now set up, so we can see that path and the coal that is progressing over here. Beautiful. We'll also go ahead and send 5 people to set up this rusted engine. I might as well get the steam cores. Now, I'd like to have more people. So for that, I need to go to my... I need more prefabs. I need to go to my logistics district, and we can do an expansion just like we did with the housing districts. Because that will get me 5 more teams I can work with. So, 1, 2, 3, done. Thank you. We'll get that set up, and then I can start exploring some more regions. Oh no! The repository over here is almost completely gone. There's a fire in the shaft! No! Steward of Fire has broken out. If we don't react, we're going to lose the mine along with the deposits. Some of the stalwarts engage in a rescue effort, insist we can save it by cutting off the air supply to the shaft and suffocate the flames, but there are still people there. So, we could save the deposit and some miners will die, or we could evacuate the miners. And we are going to lose the coal deposit if we do this. This is the exact same event that we had done if we had done the children. So, it turns out that no matter which direction you go, it's going to suck. Okay, fair enough. We're going to evacuate the workers. I'm going to save the miners, because 1, the workforce is very important to me, and 2, we have extra coal coming in thanks to the mine that we already found. This is why the timing of what I did was so important. So we can afford to lose this right now. It just kind of really sucks. Let's go ahead and plan on getting myself an additional one of these coal extraction zones set up over here. All right, so this area is going to get dismantled because 1, we lost the mine, and 2, apparently when they say that you lose 50%, they don't mean that you lose 50% of what's left. You lose 50% of the base value, which means we're technically in the negative. So this is a useless extraction district. Let's go ahead and dismantle this. Make space for housing or something. I don't really care that much. We have 10 Frostland teams. We should now go to the Frozen Bay over this direction. This is safe. There are some more dwellers probably in the area, but it's very important we go in this direction. Again, you'll understand why in just a bit. 477 weeks of coal remaining at our current rate. And that's without me actually installing any of the more efficient mines right now. I haven't used up any resources to do that, so that's going to be a thing later on. Let's get ourselves the untreated sawmill. We knew we wanted one of those, so that's going to help deal with some of my materials deficit, which is causing a fair bit of squalor right now due to the material scarcity. We also, I think we were going to work on a factory, right? No, we got the sawmill first. Let's do this next. So I want to do a salvaging factory. I want to do a mechanical factory. Which one do I want? Well, I mean, if I'm going to make a decision like this, first off, can we go to a vote and get something I care about? And maybe I can negotiate for something I was already going to do. So under, let's say, survival rules, goods. Yeah, mass-produced goods, something that is highly supported. Let's go ahead and do this. I could negotiate with the New Londoners who are open to negotiating and say, vote for this. No, none of this is quite what I was looking for. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. Maybe we could get some extra value. Nonetheless, this is going to pass, and the extra goods production means these factories will be better. So with that done, let's go to the factories. Do I want salvaging or mechanical? They produce the same amount of goods. Salvaging takes less materials, but more workforce. Less heat demand as well. Disease versus squalor. Yeah. Workforce is really hard to come by enough of, though. Let's go ahead and go for the mechanical factory. I'm also going to promote the stalwarts again. Keep more people moving over to the fanatical faction so that there's less to go around for my enemies. I say enemies. I am the leader of all, of course, but I'm a better leader to some than others. Is there anything else I really want to frostbreak right now? I feel pretty good about most of what I've got. Instead, I'm just going to focus on... I need more prefabs. Getting more of the coal production so we have a big surplus to go around. Infectious agents. Steward, during a routine medical examination, we found that a bunch of people refused to be assessed. These checkups are relics of years past when a cough could endanger the city. That's gone now. We've adapted. No point continuing this invasion of privacy. And the stalwarts say, we will do whatever is necessary to maintain our public health. So, mandatory checkups will make the New Londoners and stalwarts happy, but a new subgroup of people opposed to the stalwarts are about to organize. Or we could ban it, which, you know, will make some people happy. Or we could just not interfere, make everyone angry. So this is kind of where you really need to be committing. Are you going to focus on the order? Or are you going to definitely go for the opposing faction? I'm going to go for order, but I'm curious who we're going to get next. Now, the Frostlanders are quite angry. I'm going to fund one of their projects. It's a little expensive. I will make them a promise Research heat recycling, not repealing, weather-adjusted shifts. I will promise to research heat recycling in 40 weeks. This should make them a little bit happier if we can do that. I just don't want the tension to get too high. See, above this trust bar down at the bottom, we also have this little bubble representing tension. And the more problems there are in the city, whether that be squalor or crime or anything else, the worse things are going to get in the city. So we need to keep that under control. By the way, the stalwarts can go ahead and mobilize their enforcers, because we can do things like that. And the more enforcers I have, the more we can put down the crime. Though getting goods will also solve the problem. Okay, it is now even colder than before. Another good opportunity to go ahead and turn the generator overdrive on. We've been letting it rest for a little bit, but this does save me a fair bit of coal, so we can just keep toggling this back and forth for a little bit. Mechanical factory, proposed by the New Londoners. Yes, I do want that, badly. Are there any other rules that we could pass that would make our lives a little easier to reduce things like crime? Childhood stuff, yeah, family apprenticeship, mandatory schooling. Cost me heat stamps, but right now, because we haven't done anything about this, crime has gone up. So if we do this, that does actually make things a little bit better. I'm gonna go for the mandatory schooling, and then we're gonna vote on this without even negotiating. I've got enough people who are supporting this already. I feel pretty good. Yeah, there we go. We did pass that. This, by the way, is a Twitch integration feature where you can have Twitch audiences voting on things too, which seems a little nuts. I'm not sure I would trust you guys with that one, but there you go. All right, we have the factories. I need hothouses next for food. Do I? Is that what I need? Wait, actually, is that true? Maybe I don't need that. Maybe I just want logistics bays, because we're about to need more Frostland teams. Yeah, I'm going to research this instead, and I'm going to support the Frostlanders here, because more teams is actually more important. Those are hard to come by under normal circumstances. Let's get another industrial building, mechanical factory, place that here. Get some goods produced, for God's sake. Also, our food is starting to go down, but we did just discover the next zone. So what's over here? Well, first off, something kind of creepy. In a cavern near the bay, we found a disturbing sight. Bodies in sturdy Frostland gear neatly laid side by side and left to freeze, with black oil markings covering their eyes. A ghastly burial ritual. So this might be leading me to some sort of machine, and a machine that would require fuel might be what we want to do. Then we also have this over here, a fishing village. We could take in the Frostlanders, which I will. That'll take 5 teams. And also we can start harvesting the food. So this gets me an extra 100 food, and I don't think this one even requires a trail for some reason. So we actually now have a surplus of food. That's why I didn't get the hothouses, because I knew we were about to have a different solution available as long as I had enough teams to go around. That's all the reason I did that. Okay, what else do we have here? Ruby King, an apothecary. Suggesting anything against the captain meant scrutiny from the stalwarts. They're about to organize a new fanatical group. Who do we have here? The Pilgrims. There are a bunch of new factions. You never know which ones you're going to get. I've never seen the Pilgrims before. They don't like some of the things that I've proposed. They believe in adaptation, equality, and tradition, the exact opposite of what the stalwarts believe. So yeah. There we go. We now have a 4th faction to worry about who's going to be causing some problems. Yay! Anyways, all right. Well, we still don't have enough food. Well, that freaking sucks. It's because we got more people. I'm just too nice. I'm too nice and let too many people in. No, it's fine. Let's go ahead and get some extra heating out of here. There we go. We'll get some more housing districts set up. They should be relatively free. I think they are, right? Maybe not. Let's take a look at some of these housing districts. Now, this one actually has a really high demand right now. Huh. I actually had a test game where I could have sworn that it actually had no heat demand. But in this case, it definitely does. That's interesting. Okay, well, we're producing as much as we can to make it maintainable. Stockpiles depleted. We need materials. Yes, duly noted. That's why I have this over here. It's not enough, though. We can frost break some more areas. And I guess we should. I will not be able to get all of these into one, but I could do an expansion. No, I don't think I can get all of these in one district, even if I did expand it. Well, we'll try something kind of like this anyway. Anything else we can do with the stalwarts? I could raise some more funds. Let's do it, since they seem to like me an absolute ton. I could do some stuff to try and make these new pilgrims happy, or I could just go ahead and condemn them and make them lose some members. Makes them more fervent, but we're gonna do it. Let's condemn them. Now we can see that this has just created some fervor. Whatever that means. I assume the more fervor you have, the more tension they create. But the less of them there are, probably the better. Pouring ice on fire. The growing fervor of certain groups has caused alarm. Agitators rise up and push their factions for more violent action. If we build prisons, we might be able to stop them, round up militants. So I've never tried the condemn feature before, so that's actually new to me. So maybe increasing their fervor was a small mistake. I don't know how much damage they actually can do. I guess we could find out later on, though. I also really want to finish researching this logistics bay so that we will be able to get another upgrade. Let's do that. Place you right along over here, like so. All right, so that'll give me the extra teams I need to keep exploring. New ideas. We made promises around resources. Waste heat. So heat recycling. Yeah, reduce heat district demand even further. That seems like a smart play. So I will do it to make the Frostlanders happy. Tension is now rising in the city because there is no contagion prevention. Yeah, we are going to need something like that. New vote available. Community service expedition support, faster exploration time. So, we should probably take a look at this. Yeah, it's community service. So right over here under city. So if we voted for this, what are our other alternatives? Faster exploration time is tempting. The main district provides some prefabs. Okay. Heat demand decreased. Okay. And then service exemptions, more heat stamps. You know, I'm actually okay with this. I think this could be fine. That said, I also didn't promise that the other faction would win the vote. So we're going to have this, and we're just going to see where the cards fall. If it happens, I'm okay with it. If it doesn't, all right, fine. No big deal. Let's just see. Does it pass? It does by exactly the right margin. All right. Well, the result is now we do have faster teams, and I've got 25 more of these Frostland teams to go around. So let's go to the Desolate Coast. It's going to take 10 teams. That's fine. It's going to take 15 weeks to finish. But you may have noticed there's the symbol of an oil derrick right here. That makes me think this might be kind of important. Where else could we go, though? We could go to, not the High Pass. We don't have enough people for anything else, do we? Well, we could go to the Approach, actually. This is safe. We might as well. They'll finish around the same time, and then we can decide what to do, but at least I understand more options to us. I like that a little bit better. We may want to consider possibly going over here and building another logistics hub so we have even more teams to work with to the west. We don't have to do that, though. By the way, I think that the Pilgrims are boosting up the ideology of adaptation. They are. Even though I've never done anything about that, because they are fervent, they are currently boosting this up against me. Okay, so that's what happens. That's interesting. All right, we got our heat recycling. We fulfilled our promise. We're good on that one. What else could I do that would be good? Hot houses for better food? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I think I want to go with whatever the Frostlanders are recommending here. So I know from having played this before in Warsaw that certain decisions, laws, and technologies, if both enacted, can actually have a combo effect, which is kind of interesting. So let's give this one a go. New vote in the council for the heat waste recycling. See, I actually like this, though. It's a step toward adaptation, but I actually do like this. What are the alternatives, though? Waste heat. See, we don't even have another option right now. We could probably research it. I think if we actually go back, we can still research the alternative model, which would have boosted production instead. But less heat issues is not so bad, so I actually might want to support this. Let's negotiate. New Londoners are mostly against it. What would it take? City development effort? No, I don't want to do that one. Calibrated goods? I don't think we have that. So they want an advanced building. Okay. Alright. We'll go for the advanced blasting coal mine and accept that. That is a new promise, but this should get this passed so we don't need as much heat. So this is going to save us a fair bit of coal and increase our survivability. We've got 200 weeks left. It's not a lot, guys. Sick neighborhoods. We have no common rules about contagion. Yes, yes, yes. I know. I'll work on it. I'm sorry. You guys don't meet and vote very often, okay? I don't know why. Hey, all right, well, we can't do anything about bio-waste right now either. Food, bio-waste. Gimme. I want this for the food. All right, so we're gonna place this sucker down. And that should solve my food problem. So now we're back in the positive. Excellent. All right, we're also about to finish exploring. Let's go to the Frostland and see what we've got. A lot of new things. What's over here? A whale mine? Multiple pods of whales froze here after being pursued by humanity's last whaling vessels. Finally caught your white whale. Ha, ha, ha. All right, so we could take some machines. Production efficiency in New London, 10%. Wow. Or we could get a food outpost. Can't do both, though? Okay, we'll think about that. Crash transport, collect 50,000 coal. Okay, we'll come back to that one later. Over here we have a mangled cart, salvage some parts. Cores, come back to that later. And we also have an oil cistern. Can't do anything about this right now, so that leaves us with the last one. What is this? Oh, it's an old dreadnought? A ruined machine lies across a crevasse. With the wagon spilled into the nearby snow, there are signs that people have come and gone, and there is oil. A lot of oil. We finally found it. All right, we can build a colony on this site. This is a big deal here, because what we just did is unlocked a whole new map where I can build another settlement for our city. It's ridiculous. Oil tombs. On the broken shore lies an old derelict dreadnought. It seems to have been upgraded to run on oil and it rests beside a rich deposit. Perhaps it was a refueling station. But deep in the black pools lies rows of frozen bodies wrapped in shrouds and placed in the still wells. Our scouts shudder at the sights. Do we remove the bodies to get more oil or respect the dead? I don't care. No, I don't. I want oil. All right. Black gold. Oil can save the city. We need to create a colony, and we need to connect it with a trail to New London. If we can do that, we have a new fuel source, and New London will be saved. Right now, we're okay. All right, I've got a fair bit of coal being produced at the moment. In fact, I don't even have a single fuel stockpile, and if we did this, we could do this like right here, and this would reduce some of the workforce requirements, and we could stockpile a fair bit more. And I'm going to, because it is worth having a lot of that stuff available. But yeah, okay, hang on, we found a solution. So we've now got 25 teams to work with here. What do I want to do? We could explore the meadow. It's dangerous. Really? A meadow is dangerous? Ugh. We could collect the coal here for 50,000 more coal. I kind of like the idea of getting the machines. I mean, I want more food, but like, this might be a better way to go. We haven't got any steam cores yet. We could do that. Is there anywhere else I could explore that's not dangerous? Not until I do some research, there's not. So this just kind of is what it is. I'm gonna take a risk and go for the machines here with 10 teams. Can we explore anywhere else? Yes, we can explore the frozen sea. Let's go ahead and explore off that direction and see what else we can find. Let's see. Oh, we get a follow-on event for the child. She's reading. The rabbit took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and read a little bit of Alice in Wonderland. That's a classic. So if we wanted to get an iron mine, what do we do? Well, there is iron right here. 2.4 million iron is a thing right there. It's not exactly an infinite source, but it's close. Right over here, this is a frozen forest. There's 100 million resources there. A lot of infinite food that way, but we just don't have the tech for any of it yet. I'm gonna run out of prefabs here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and break this area open so that we will be able to get another source of prefabs so I don't have to build a second industrial district yet. At some point, we'll do that. I am gonna go ahead and start working my way over to this logistics point. At some point, I know I'm gonna need it. Oh God, population just jumped up by another chunk. Okay, more housing, please. So far, people actually like me quite a lot because I am fulfilling all of my obligations. Got an event over here. We just depleted that. All right, a program war, mandatory school, curriculum. We're teaching kids about numbers and useless junk. We should teach them useful things. Well, we could teach them a little bit about survival training. Does not increase research speed, but instead provides food. No, I'd rather concentrate on the science. This would get me even more research speed, or we could have a balanced education. I'm going to focus on the science. All right, we're going for lots of research. It was extremely powerful in Frostpunk 1. I'm going to assume it's very powerful in Frostpunk 2 as well. I might be wrong on that, but I really hope not. Oh, here we go. See, I was telling you earlier that there were some cases where I had housing districts that had no heat demand whatsoever. But I've got so much insulation and so many benefits in some of these places that this is a good example of it. Yeah, we have no problems. No heat required in a district. None here either. So if you build intelligently, you actually can survive a lot more effectively. Now let's see. I said I would research new foundries with a silica foundry. Alright, I will go ahead and research this idea. Perfect, and we're about to finish exploring a new area of the Frostlands. So let's see what we have up in the frozen sea. Another fishing trawler. Take the catch. That is a lot of money, but disease increases. Right, frozen creepy fish. Nomad exiles. Take them in, more Frostlanders. Yeah. We could try to integrate them in. I guess that's all right. What else could I do with my extra people? I don't really want to go to these dangerous areas quite yet. So for the colony, if I want to do anything here, we have to establish a path. We're also going to need a steam core. So let's go ahead and salvage some parts. And also plan on connecting up a path. It's not easy to find a good path sometimes. Sometimes it takes a little bit of finagling, but we can do it. Yeah, if I built another logistics bay over here, we would have been able to connect that right off the bat. It's fine. We'll just have to pay a little extra to do something like this instead. All right, go ahead and build that up. And then with the others, we can go ahead and escort in some additional agreeable people. And we could just go ahead and collect the coal. All right. New laws available. What would make sense here? Well, we do have some tensions building up because we don't have any funeral law. So we can fix this. Harvesting funerals. Research speed increases, disease decreases, or funerals where trust goes down a little bit less when people die. I'd rather just hopefully not let anyone die. Let's go for the extra slight boost to our research. What negotiations can I do with the New Londoners? Actuated blasting coal mine. Gosh dang, you guys want everything, don't you? I can build another one of these. It's not that bad. All right, this I can't afford to keep researching forever. I'm going to just have to accept at some point building something out. So this guarantees that I win this election. Done deal. All right, slight increase to research speed seems quite nice, if I'm honest. All right, some teams coming back, starting to run lower on things like the food. We can get myself another bio-waste hothouse. I don't know how much longer we can count on the food here, though. 235 weeks. Okay. New deposits are needed. Yes, I'm aware. We're okay, we're okay. We can burn through this safely for a moment. Goods production appears to have reset after expanding this. All right, let's go ahead and fix that. So we'll make 87 goods per week right now. That's still nowhere near enough because our population continues to grow. Ugh. And we should have a path set up. So now we need to send some colonists to the Dreadnought. And this is the only way we get the oil. Let's go ahead and send it. Just like that, you see that now we have New London, plus we have a whole new area that I need to build up. It's currently being constructed. The cold continues to get worse. All right, minus 40 degrees Celsius right now. That's fine. All right, I built an advanced blasting coal mine, and now I'm making more coal than I have any idea what to do with. Oil posit discovered. Okay, hold on. Let's pause. So now, the old Dreadnought with 3,000 people living over here is a whole new area that I need to build out. With colonists being a new community type. Can we do any council laws here? No, this is all going back to New London. Okay, just wanted to check that. So, we know roughly how this all works. There's the oil. Is oil down here? Oil up here? I don't see any sign of a seal colony, which makes me kind of sad. I was hoping that maybe they'd stick around and we get some sort of a reward for how we did things, but no. It does not appear that's going to be the case. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice, healthy extraction district. I also know that I need housing and stuff like that as well. Plus, we wanted to get these prefabs. These prefabs are kind of in an unfortunate place. Well, I need to get these for now, so we'll burn through these prefabs pretty quickly. Let's do that. Let's get some housing along here, like so. And, of course, let's get ourselves an extraction district on the oil, which I can barely fit right along here. And that's fine, because I need to turn this generator back on. What else is in this area? Any food? None. Okay. Down here, though, in this crevasse, we would be able to build some housing that is sheltered from the wind. So working our way down there is actually quite a tempting thing. I don't mind doing that, especially if it means I can work my way toward this extra oil district. It's going to take a little bit of time and money, but I think it's well worth it. By the way, let's go to our ideas. Scouts headquarters. I want to reduce territory threat level. That's what I want to do. Exploration time reduced. It does seem like no matter what, the survivalists are just straight out better in this case, right? Am I crazy on this? By the way, the Pilgrims have almost reached the same level of control as the Stalwarts, so I need to be a little bit cautious about this. Yeah, alright. Well, let's make the Frostlanders happy then, since they're willing to work with me, since they're the moderates. I need to find out what I can get away with there. Let's go to basic necessities here. Production efficiency goes up and more heat stamps. Yes, I like this idea. I'm going to try a vote without negotiating. May not work, but I can't negotiate every single time. At some point, I have to roll the dice just a little bit. In this case, there we go. We barely did make it. Okay, so a little bit of extra free production and more heat stamps is just good. Okay, we've got housing. We'll have food being imported, I assume, from the city. We have oil, so let's go to the generator and turn it on. Okay, we've got enough oil to survive with what I've got. Not enough to send back to the city, but it is a thing. Our goal is to get 75 brought back to the city every single cycle. We're going to go ahead and open up then some of the extra territory around this oil. We're running out of coal over here, though. Let's go ahead and turn that off temporarily. We can afford... We're already at a stockpile, so we'll just wait. I need to get another industrial district as much as I don't want to. If we frost break this area, though, we should be able to get a pretty good amount of extra heat. And what is this? Everyone in New London is waiting for the moment we get a steady supply of oil. So many fears would vanish. So many dreams made possible. Oh, let's see. An eternally warm New London, but the Pilgrims want to reach remote places in the Frostlands. Both factions are thinking about what to do with the oil, and when that happens, we're going to have to decide what to do with it. Yep, I know exactly what they're talking about here. I know exactly what's going to happen. So I don't have the workforce to do anything else here right now. The prefabs, I could pull back a little bit and free up some workforce. We don't need as much production. And this is going to last for only a while anyway, right? So that's okay. And then I could get myself another extraction district and keep this a-going. What are skyways? Colonists agree with this idea. A way of transporting the Frostlands more efficiently. I do like the idea of that, yes. Alternatively, what if I did things like unlock, I don't know, watchtowers, crime reduction? I don't know about that one. We could go for youth laws, liberated youth, or dutiful youth. More workers, crime decreases, and stuff like that. Yeah, youth employment program. Hospitals would be a way for us to try and take care of disease. Or we could unlock some of the new hubs, such as the air transport hub, so we'd be able to reduce workforce requirements for everything around it. Sure, communication hubs. Trust in neighboring housing districts goes up. Fighting hub? Tension goes down. Rail hub. Efficiency goes up. Yeah. Maintenance hub. Material demand decreases. A lot of things we could do there that wouldn't be bad. I don't know what's going to be best. What are pump jacks? No one else shares this idea, but a hydraulic pump jack would increase oil output at the cost of things like materials. Shocker. Let's just go to materials maintenance instead. All do maintenance or unproductive. The unproductive do the maintenance. Materials demand goes down a little bit. I need a big drop in material demand. That thing is constantly a problem for us. So this time we actually agree with the Pilgrims for once. I actually want everyone to be ready to do their own maintenance in the city. We also need to research hospitals. I promised we would do things like that. Regular hospitals, recovery hospital, or a teaching hospital. They're all slightly different. Interesting. Well, I guess I'll go with the teaching hospital. I like the idea of getting extra research speed once again. We also can build an survivalist headquarters. Oh, this is what's going to reduce the territory threat level. I did not realize that. Well, if we place that over here, done deal. And in this area, we're still not producing enough oil. But I can't frost break anything else. Can I do an expansion? That would make sense. Maybe, but I could also introduce a lot of squalor by accident. Do something like this. I'm just trying to get a little bit of extra production here. That brings me up to 80. Okay. Hey. Now, we would be able to start sending some stuff back to the city. So if we want to do some resource transfers, what we do is we go to the old dreadnought here, and we can go to resource or people transfer. Click on this, and this lets me start thinking about resources. So, for example, if I want to send just a little bit of food over here just to make sure that we're okay. Right, I don't need much. Technically, I don't need any. So I guess I won't mess with it, but we could. But I can send 75 oil over here to New London, which would accomplish one of our big goals. We're very behind in material production. Meeting this demand would be extremely difficult. Same with goods. I'm also pretty sure that if we do this, we immediately finish with Chapter 1 and move on to a new stage of the game, which would be pretty difficult. But I can't do any more frost breaking right now because I'm 4 people short. What could I even work my way toward in this area? What would make sense? It's just things like prefabs, right? Prefabs and oil? There's no food production whatsoever. There's no way to make this better. So this just kind of is what it is. Well, I'm going to go ahead and open up the 3rd round of oil then to be safe. But back in New London, I need to get a lot more materials, a lot more goods, and a lot more food. Tell you what. All right, let's go ahead and go to the Dreadnought and just start sending the oil. There we go. A new fuel is flowing. Anticipation fills the air as the first transport of oil is sent to New London. To dream of a future without feeling cold feels surreal. To make it happen, however, we need to modify the generator to turn this black gold into heat. It will be irreversible. And we must decide upon our future. What are we gonna do? Great question. Everything is about to change. There's Chapter 2. Ambitions. So, yeah, I didn't necessarily mean to push that as quickly as I did, but okay, we did. Maybe there's an advantage to finishing it faster. Because now we have to make a choice, guys. A very important choice. People cheer as the oil reaches the city, but the question of what it means for our future remains. The years of suffering are coming to an end. Let us improve the generator further and pump oil until the snows of the city melt forever. But the pilgrims disagree. What they want is hubris. New London won't last forever. The frost is our reality. We have to embrace it. Venture forth and use the oil to set our new homes in the white beyond. Will we defeat the frost? Or will we embrace the frost? Oh boy. Can I save before this decision? Nope. All right, I gotta make it right here, right now. But I'm gonna save that decision for the next video. As always, a very big thank you to all of you for watching today's video, and of course, a big thank you to AMD for sponsoring today's video. If you want to learn more about the sweepstakes that's still going on, you can find that link down below, and of course, learn more about Frostpunk 2 itself. Otherwise, please consider hitting that like button. It really does help out a lot. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.